Hello, friends. Welcome to night one of Dungeons and Dragons. We got our group of people here. I have some labels on them. You can see most of them. And so this is what I've called It's Always Sunny in Waterdeep, loosely based off of Wouldn't You Guess It, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And we have our characters here. And with that, let me hop into this intro I prepared. So a quick slight history. We have Dinas and Mur, and they met while traveling. As luck should have it, they were escaping similar tragedies and found comfort in each other's company. Weary of travel and in need of some stability, they decided to open a bar. They put up a sign for help wanted and hired the first two people to appear. First was Jack Lee. He took the role of bodyguard. And there was a gentleman named Chirlae, which people who tuned in last week may remember me creating in the character creator. He took the role of janitor. This was supposed to be a temporary venture, just to make some money, but it became a much longer project. Eventually, both Jack Lee and Chirlae were promoted to co-owner. And what they own is what we like to call Thor's Tavern. It's like, for anyone in the greater Westchester, Philadelphia area, it's like a cross between Patty's Irish Pub and what many of us know as Jake's Bar. It's very smoky. There's a bar to the left when you walk in. There's some tables strewn about. To the back left, next to the bar, there's a door to an office. To the right, we have our bathrooms. There's a male bathroom, a female bathroom, and a unisex bathroom. Very, very forward thinking. To the back, we have stairs that lead to the basement, and stairs that lead upstairs. Upstairs, we have about 8 bedrooms, half of which are taken up by the owners of this place because you need somewhere to sleep. So if you have bedrooms upstairs, why not just sleep where you work? The other rooms are out for rent. You can make money that way. And then above the bedroom, we also have the attic. So when we first meet everyone, Dinas, it looks like I gotta move some labels around. No, maybe? No. When he rejoins, he will be back in his original space. So, when we first appear at Thor's Tavern, we see Jack, Dinas, and Mur hanging out at the bar. We see 2 of their regulars sitting at one of the tables having a grand old time. And we see 2 people whom they've never met before, as you can see by their names, Chirlae and Frank. Charlie, one of the owners of the bar, is currently not there. No one's really sure, but where he is or why he's not there. But ultimately, we only have the 5 of these people in the bar at this time. And I am pretty sure that Chirlae and Frank are desperately waiting to be served.
And service here sucks.
Is it always this long to get a waiter? I'm waiting for 30 minutes. I'm just going to the bar.
All right, so
Barkeep.
Yeah, Chirlae walks up to the bar where he sees Jack, Dinas, and Mur just kind of bumbling about, just fucking around with each other. They seem to be completely ignoring the people in the bar, which is not uncommon in this bar. I mean, it's found in the southeastern dock ward. It's a lot of travelers come in and out, especially working class. A lot of shipments come in and out, and it's also borderline next to a poor section of Waterdeep. So they're not getting much clientele in the first place. So I'm not surprised that they're terrible at taking your order.
I've been to 2 bars in my lifetime. I've never had to wait this long for a drink.
You're too young to drink anyway.
Only in human years.
What are you in whatever you are years?
I'm middle-aged?
Middle-aged. Well, in that case, we need a drink.
I'll take your
This point,
finest
Frank's just gonna
fermented
walk up
pineapple
to
and
the
coconut.
bar and start pouring himself a drink.
Do I find any fermented pineapple or coconut concoctions behind the bar?
Well, so I think Dennis was trying to speak. Could you try that again?
I just don't know the services.
Yes.
Having
You
it.
should I'm busy with TV.
All right, so it sounds like they're ready to take your order. You're looking for what, a coconut concoction?
But I couldn't
Fermented.
hear what they were saying at all. I just heard echoes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Could you try that again?
Sorry, just called the phone.
Seems to be a bit of an echo on your end. What I would recommend, since both of you are probably in the same room, have one of you just mute all the audio on your. You can mute and deafen the person, and then just have both of you use the microphone from one of the computers,
Or use headphones.
or headphones also help.
Push to talk is your friend.
Yes.
I guess we should do a tech check before
Yeah.
we jump into roleplaying.
Oh, come on. We're all nerds here.
Oh, yeah, but I'm off the clock.
Any echo now?
No, I could hear you. It's a little muffled, but there was no echo that time.
Closer to the voices in my head, but not quite yet.
Yeah, they're a little bit more evil and mean. They're really mean.
I have at least two in my corner.
And Campbell, we can see you. We don't. I'm not sure. Are you audible now? It looks like you switched to your computer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's working or not.
Okay, you were pretty clearly audible. The video looks like it's behind a little bit, but I think we can deal with that. So I guess for now,
I'll switch back to
sorry, that one cut out a bit for me.
Same.
Could also be, again, a headphone thing where if you wear headphones, it might cut out some of the.
Or interwebs. I don't know if you're on Wi-Fi or LTE, 4G. Whichever you want. If you can try a different one, that sometimes helps.
Okay. I guess he might be switching back to his phone. So anyway, just to try and get this moving along a little bit, we have Chirlae and Frank walked up to the bar. They were like, "Come on, we want some drinks." Denas and we were like, "All right, well, what do you want to drink?" And then that's when Chirlae was asking for something coconutty. Is that did I recall that correctly?
Fermented pineapple and coconut.
Fermented pineapple and coconut. Is that something that you guys carry at Thor's bar?
I don't know. Whatever the hell he said.
You're gonna have to get closer to the microphone. I definitely could not. I could tell that you were trying to talk, but I could not hear. Sorry, folks. We're trying. We're learning. Again, it's session 1. I knew there were gonna be some bumps.
Technology is so wonderful. Alright, Frank is tired of waiting. He's gonna light up a smoke.
Alright. Which, in this bar, it seems like it's completely acceptable to do that. Again, kind of smoky.
Frank didn't care, for the record.
Campbell, were you able to grab their drink?
That?
Were you able to grab their drink?
Did you do that? I thought I was just.
Sorry, I'm now having a hard time hearing you.
Is that any better on our end?
Yeah,
That's better.
that
I
was
heard you.
definitely better. I heard
All right, we're
something.
using Marissa's phone to talk, and I muted everything else, so I think we're good.
Brilliant. I love it. It works.
Whatever works. That's great. That's 100% improvement.
So, as we are stumbling about looking for fermented pineapple juice, everyone roll a d20. We're doing a perception check.
Oh, shit. Can you roll for me, DM?
I can roll for you, yes.
13.
10 plus, what's your... I could have also... I have your character sheet up. I could have also... why is yours the only character sheet I don't have up?
Good question.
What is D20?
D20. All right, yes. So, if I say D, then a number, what that means is a die, and then how many sides that thing has. Or if I say something like, I said roll your perception. If you're using D&D Beyond, you can just click the number next to perception, and it should roll for you. So, Frank, you got a 3 based on what I rolled on D&D Beyond.
Minus 1.
Well, no, it's that was the 3 minus 1. You have a 1. No, you have a 1 total for your roll. You are.
Wait, I only have I have minus 1 though. So how do I? If
it
you
was
roll
a
3,
2. No. It was I did it wrong. I was getting confused. It was a.
Oh no.
It was a
Okay.
2
But
minus 1.
at least it's not a natural one. It's
Right.
not a natural one.
No,
So.
you were just really into getting your drink. Like you are like you're.
Oh yeah.
You're
I'm not paying any
focused
attention.
on-
I'm literally starting to pour it myself.
Jonah, what did you roll?
I just like reach behind the bar and I'm starting to like pour whatever is closest.
I have a 13 in total.
13. Campbell.
16.
16. Myrrh. I'm going to try and use your character names as much as possible. Myrrh got a 19 on her perception. And I mean, ultimately, at this point, she and Chirlae heard a very loud thud outside of the bar. Outside of the front door.
Of course, I go investigate.
So Jonah opens the door and he sees a ravaged body. On this body,
Or
well, I mean, you just see this ravaged body. That's you don't know anyone here.
Frank's on his second beer now.
And
what species is the body?
the body is oh man, I gotta give me a moment. Again, not having everything I need pulled up. It's a halfling. It's a halfling. And
I'm gonna go touch it.
there's like a note pinned to his shirt.
Just a dead body.
Someone read it.
I'm gonna take the note and whatever happens to be in the pockets. Of course, does it have a bag of some sort?
There's nothing on this guy except for this note.
All right, so I take the note and I pick up the halfling in another hand, walk back inside the bar, throw it on top of the bar, and go like, I found this. And I start looking at the note.
Dinas, Myrrh, and Jack
Charlie, why'd you bring that in here?
immediately recognize this as their
Bodies belong
co-owner.
outside. We've talked about this.
They immediately recognize this halfling as their co-owner, Chirlae. On this note, you see that it says, I'm going to search for the infamous dragon cheese. It doesn't matter what they say, I know it exists. If I somehow come to pass, please leave my body out at this address with a list of chores that I was supposed to do today.
Is he like dead? Like how ravaged are we talking?
This, I mean, ultimately...
Is there like blood pouring out on the bar right now? Like,
I don't know how long necessarily he's been dead. There doesn't seem to be much blood left pouring out. But you know that his body fell from a great height, almost as if a dragon delivered it himself. Again, he was looking for dragon cheese.
I want to look at the body. Can I tell how long they've been dead?
They
Can I like investigate that?
Sure. Roll your investigation.
I got a +1 on that. I got a 3.
A 3. No, you're just like, this must be how all halflings look all the time, right? Dead.
Dead.
They just normally look
good halflings, a dead halfling, I
pale,
guess.
no blood in them.
Wait, none of y'all are halflings. Are there any halflings around? I would have checked before I said that.
No, there are no other halflings around.
Yeah.
To give a bit of an introduction, Mer here, she's a elf. She's an elf druid. She also, oh, I should have mentioned, next to the bar there's a litter box for their pet cat. That it's a bar cat. There's a bar cat that lives here. Jack, as far as anyone is aware, is human.
Can I see the cat right now?
No, cat is not currently in sight. And Dinas is human. We've got Chirlae, who, as he's kind of alluded to, very young. He's warforged. And then Frank here, he's a dwarf. But he may not look fully like a dwarf. Sometimes gets made fun of for his looks.
Wait, somebody's Warforged?
Yes.
Oh.
They look like a more human Dwayne Johnson.
A more
Hu-
human.
okay,
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so ultimately on this thing, so again, it told everyone, hey, I don't know why you didn't stop me, but I went to go look for that dragon cheese. Here's where to drop my body. I'm sure they'll know what to do with it if I die. And here's all the chores that I needed to get done today. And when you look at this chore task, or this task list, it's complete Chirlae work. You see that you have to kill the rats in the basement. You need to kill the owls in the attic. You got to clean all the toilets. You got to restock the gum dispenser. You got to scrape the gum off the tables. You got to get those 2 bums out of the bar, because ultimately the health inspector is making his way here, and this bar needs to pass inspection if you guys want to stay in business. And I don't know if any of you guys know how to do this. This is really Chirlae work. He's taking care of all this. What are you going to do?
I don't really think it's appropriate to kill all of the owls. I think we should take them to a better place where they will thrive. But I will do the gums and I will get the bums.
The gums and the bums. Okay, so we have someone who is... So you're telling them, let's not kill the owls. You want to pacifistly remove the owls.
I think if we remove them and put them somewhere where they'll thrive in their life, that they'll come back to help us later. And I love them and they're beautiful, so we shouldn't kill them.
Okay, so...
Can we see any owls right now? Are they, like, in the main bar?
No, they're in the attic.
Is there a
Yeah, they're not
window in
hurting
the attic?
anyone.
Can we literally just let them out the window?
I mean,
Yes.
you can go check.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try and do that.
So, you guys just want to go check out the owl situation first? Or are you just trying to split up the work and complete multiple tasks at once?
Oh no, I'm not doing any of that. That works beneath me. I'll be.
No, you
here.
are doing some of it. He is doing some of it, but I'm doing the gums and the bums.
I'll take care of the owls. If the health inspector's on the way, we should probably get a move on.
Well, you guys figure out who's doing which chores. Who's pouring my next beer?
Same.
I'm gonna say in bartend. That sounds good.
Okay. So, all right, party splitting up. Let's see how we do this. So, starting with we've got Jack Lee. He walks up to the attic, and when he gets there, he immediately, just giant owls are like coming at him. It's like there's at least 4 of them, and he's like, this might be a little bit too much for just me.
Is there a window though? Could I just get to the window and maybe they'll leave on their own?
So I want you to roll a perception check with a disadvantage. So roll twice and take the lower of your 2 rolls.
Oh boy, I don't need to roll twice.
Oh
And
no.
a natural 1.
Oh, that's gonna do it.
So
You might roll a natural 1 again. Might as well get it out of the way.
That's true.
Please be a 20.
It's a 3. So
yeah, so these things you see the like just feathers everywhere, and you're just like, I'll be. You're just like, I'm not doing this alone. This is. I don't know how Chirlae ever dealt with this in the first place, but I cannot even keep my head up right now. So as you're dealing with this commotion, Marissa, you were talking about the gums and the bums. What would you like to do first?
I would like to refill the gum.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
Wait, just kidding. Scrape gum off the tables. Is that what it is?
That is one of the things that needs to get done.
Oh, that. Scrape the gum off the tables. I'm going to do it with a knife from the bar.
Okay.
And a trash bag.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. I don't think that really needs... Let's just do a reflex check to see how fast you're able to just kind of like pop the gum off the tables. So on your character sheet, if you click on the number next to your dexterity, unless you can pick a specific skill that you're trying to use in the skill list.
Yeah, you could do backflips and use acrobatics.
Marissa, you're muted.
Did I do it? Did I do it?
I don't know.
You gotta tell us what you rolled.
What did you roll?
5?
A 5.
No, wait. Hang on. Wait. 5.
And that's with adding your dexterity?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just like, you're kind of like slowly chipping away at the gum. You're really just trying to like, for some reason you're having a hard time holding the bag open while chipping away at the gum. And so when you finally do get some gum off, it somehow misses the bag. So it's just taking forever. So while you're attempting to do this, we return to the bar where we have Dinas serving drinks to Chirlae and Frank, who may or may not be interrupted by Jack Lee, who is just ravaged by owls.
You want another beer?
Wait, I was ravaged by owls?
Well, you weren't ravaged. That's a, I guess, heavy. You were very discombobulated by owls and run off, seeking additional assistance. You think reasoning with them might be out of the question.
You do have claws.
Reason with the owls?
Well, I mean, Myrrh wanted you to just ask the owls to leave. You were looking for that window.
Alright, I'm gonna come back downstairs. I don't think we can peacefully get the owls to leave. They didn't seem very nice.
What the hell is in your mouth? Is that a feather?
It might be. A lot of things happened up there, and I don't really want to talk about it.
Oh, I very much want you to talk about it.
I think that the operant point here is that we need to... I'm going to need some help with the owls. This is not something...
No, I definitely agree. Somebody should help you with that. And I think we should probably send the druid. Would make the most sense.
I don't know. This guy just sitting over here drinking beer kind of looks like he could handle some owls. Would you be interested in helping us pass our health inspection?
Owls?
They're-
That doesn't sound like my thing, but if there's coin in it, my friend Chirlae would be happy to be of service.
They're really big owls.
Does it come with booze?
Yeah.
Only if there's coin left over.
There's both.
All right, motivated by wanting to pay off my debt, I'm gonna go up and take care of these owls.
Okay, so now
I'm gonna go. Frank is gonna follow behind him because he needs to make sure he protects his investment.
okay.
That sounds like they've got it covered, so I'm gonna stay downstairs.
Okay. Okay. So the bar owners decide to stay downstairs.
That is correct.
Well, I'm busy with the gum.
You're
but
busy
yeah.
with the gum.
I have
Okay.
Please be
delegated my
kind to the
task.
owls.
Okay. So
I'm gonna pretend that.
Chirlae and Frank go upstairs. They pass the while you're walking upstairs, you see that there's a second floor and a bunch of bedrooms. You just decide to go straight to the attic, and
Should we go poke around the bedroom, see if there's anything worth stealing?
I mean,
I like the way you think.
all right.
So we're gonna check and see if any of the doors are unlocked.
Okay. So you walk down the hallway, and as you try every door, almost every single one of them opens. There.
Do we see anything of like
What's the
obvious
first
value
one that
inside?
opens?
The first one that opens is just kind of a plain room. It just looks like it's made up, maybe for someone to rent out. You check the next one. It's roughly the same thing. As you go deeper down the hallway, you start getting to rooms that look like they may be lived in. You see basically all of the worldly possessions of the three owners of the bar in their various rooms. But who's
Is there
stopping
anything
you? I
that's like-
mean,
So
Can
we tell that like do we have any idea that these are the bar owners' rooms?
they look like they have been lived in more like a very long time. You get the
But
sense
there's no like names or plates or anything that differentiates the guest rooms from their rooms. They look the same.
For the most part, yes. But again, they are found all the way at the end of the hallway versus the ones that are immediately near the stairs.
All right. Is there anything obviously valuable in any of them, like a gold statue sitting out on a desk or anything like that?
No. These guys, you get the
anything
sense
valuable at
that
all?
like all of the money that they've ever earned has kind of wound up in this hellhole of a bar.
Oh man, whoever is in these rooms looks pretty broke. It's not even worth stealing their junk.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to inspect it all, you're more than welcome.
I almost feel compelled to give them charity. Let's just get to the owls.
Okay, so
So what's the deal with this door to the attic? Is it like a ladder? Is it stairs? Is it?
it's just stairs. It's just basically they have it's almost like a third floor. But ultimately it's an empty third floor full of storage. Or
Gotcha.
you may not have necessarily perceived that because as you get up there, you just see a bunch of owls flying around. I need both of you to roll your perceptions.
Crap. My strong suit.
14.
Clicked on it, but 16.
Okay, so you notice a couple things, Frank. Both of you notice in one corner you find what looks to be a sort of contraption that can take gum and package it. But Frank only notices on the other side of the room there's a stick, and on the stick it says Charlie's Owl Stick. Aside from that, you notice there is a window in the attic, but it is very high up. You would need to build some sort of like box step ladder to reach the window to even see if it opens.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Approximately how big is this attic?
The attic, in terms of size, I mean, it's a high vaulted ceiling. It's got one window towards the front of where the bar would be, the front door of the bar. Otherwise, it would normally be just kind of a warehouse space. But there are a bunch of boxes.
Talking about like 100 square feet, 1,000 square feet.
That's a good. What would you picture Patty's Pub whenever you see that on TV? Like, what size is that?
I mean, I don't think it should be too large.
Yeah, it's just
like
kind of like
all of Patty's Pub. I would think is like maybe like 200 or 300 square.
Yeah,
feet.
so
I
it's
think
probably
of
about
seeing-
150, maybe a little larger than that.
So it's like 10 by 15 or something.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
That gives me a
I
very,
look at
very
I look at
succinct
my
perspective.
companion and I'm like, you might want to step down for a few minutes.
I'm gonna take your advice, but hey, don't suck. And I'm gonna give him a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Whatever that
So I'm gonna use one
does.
of my inspiration die.
So I need to go to my encounters. Am I able to copy an encounter? No. I guess I could just modify it to reduce the amount of people involved in it.
Did you already click my bardic inspiration for me somehow?
Me? No. I did nothing.
I somehow had one clicked by accident.
Cool.
And just so you know, the way that works is on basically any check that you're about to do. So like basically any action, you can add a d6 after you roll, but before you know the result of the roll. So like you can know what the number is, but not whether you succeeded or failed before you decide to add this d6. But
So,
if
like-
you know you're doing something challenging, you can add a d6 to basically any action. One time for the next 10 minutes.
All right, I should be pretty good.
Okay.
I don't think I'll.
Well, so at this point, I'll have my two people up with the owls roll initiative. So for my new players, what's happening now is they're about to get into an encounter where we take turns.
How big are these owls?
They are giant owls.
They're owl bears.
No, they're
know.
just giant owls.
Okay, just giant owls.
But I
like,
guess
how
before
giant?
we
Like,
roll initiative, ultimately you see 4 giant owls. I could.
So like, how strong do I think? Do I think like, oh, I could take them, or like, oh, this is like scary?
You're like this. The two of us might not be enough.
Got it.
Again, how Chirlae managed to handle this kind of stuff, who knows? The best hint that you have is that Chirlae's owl stick that you saw in the corner.
All right, so we got to roll for initiative.
Yes.
18.
18
20.
and 20. At this point, I will give my other 3 players a chance. They start to hear a commotion coming from upstairs. Do they decide to see what is going on with the owls, or are they content just hanging out in the bar?
Can I check the note that was on the body to see what other tasks have to be done?
Yes.
I mean, I would like to know what's going on with owls because I care about the well-being of the owls.
Okay. So, you're like while you're chipping away at the gum, you get through like 2 of the 5 tables, and you're like, this is stupid. There were owls upstairs. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go check what's going on upstairs.
Yes.
Dinas, anything that you're doing?
I reluctantly join.
Okay, well, you two reluctantly join. I want you to roll your
No, not me.
initiatives. And Jack, on this checklist, we have kill the owls, kill the rats in the basement, clean the toilets, restock the gum dispenser, scrape the gum off the tables, get the bums out of the bar, and pass that inspection.
Oh, I'm gonna take care of the bums. I'm the bouncer anyway.
Okay. So then we will come back to you with the bums. We're gonna move on with the encounter and then we'll have you work with the bums separately. So, Mur and Jack, what are your initiative rolls? Oh, I can see it. You got a 9, or no? That's
Yeah,
your
that's
save.
pretty cool. I can see people's rolls too.
Dinah's roll 13. Yeah, they have this history going on, so that's cool. Oh wait,
Did I roll the right thing? I'm having trouble understanding where to go.
She's oh, there it is right there.
Oh,
Top of the
okay.
initiative. She's on mobile, so it's a little different.
Okay, just kidding. I have
Gotcha.
8.
8. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll start this. So first, one of the giant owls starts swooping down at Jonah, aka Chirlae. And he makes an attack with his talons.
He beat my 20 initiative.
Does 12 beat your AC? No. All right, so that owl swoops past. The next owl comes after Frank. And yes, they beat your 20 initiative. This next owl swoops and does the same thing to Frank.
But to me, I'm still at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh, you're still at the bottom of the stairs. Okay.
So they'd have to go through him, so he's like at the doorway, right? And I'm at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, all right. So you're at the bottom of the stairs. We're saying that Chirlae is at the top of the stairs dealing with the owls. And Dinas and Mur just got to you at the bottom of the stairs. So all right. So then the next owl swooping down, and it's also a 9, doesn't hit you. So next up,
is it attacking me? Did it go like past him?
No, it went for Chirlae instead. Now that you've corrected me, but it is your turn now.
Sweet. All right, so can I talk as like some part of my action and still be able to use like something that takes a full action?
Yeah, I would
get a bonus action.
I would give it a free action because you could talk and do things at the same time.
All right,
except drink.
So, first off, Chirlae, there's a stick. I think it might be the key to getting rid of these owls. And then I'm going to curse at the closest owl. I assume I can see the owl that's attacking him.
Yes, you can see them.
Right.
Both kind of swooping around.
You dirty freaking bird! And I'm gonna use Vicious Mockery. So it's a spell save of Wisdom 14.
Okay. 6. No, so you get them. So what happens to them?
So they're gonna take 3 damage and
is it both of them or just one target?
Just a one target.
Okay.
Yeah. So and that target takes 3 damage and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Gotcha.
So if it attacks next turn, it has disadvantage.
Okay. Got it. All right. Is that your full turn?
Yeah, I think that's all I can do. I think.
Okay.
I guess I can move. So I'm gonna maybe move like halfway up the stairs just so I can like see into the room a little bit better, but still at a distance that I'm safely not gonna get attacked. Hopefully.
Gotcha. All right. So then there's a third owl, and he's just kind of decided to perch on one of the boxes towards the back of the room, almost as if he's guarding the Charlie stick, the Charlie owl stick. But next, it's Chirlae's turn.
All right, so I'm gonna march into the center of the room, and then cast Thunderwave.
Okay. You texted me that you were gonna do this, but I did not pull it up, so I'm just gonna pull up your spells now.
Yeah, it's like an
should
AoE
I read it for the class?
Like
you're more than welcome to. I have it pulled up, but you can do that if you want.
Lost.
What's the DC?
All right. Well, so it's a wave of thunderous force. Okay. Or no, you have. All right. Go ahead.
So it's a 15-foot cube irradiating from myself. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from me. Each creature in a 15-foot cube must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from me. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and is not pushed. In addition, Unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from me, and it emits a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
All right. So, what is it that I have to roll for these owls?
Constitution saving throw of 14 or better.
All right.
How
All
tough
right.
are these owls?
First one passes. Second one passes. Third one fails. Fourth one fails. So the two that were up in front of you somehow like dodge this for some reason, but the two that were towards the back and guarding the stick just get blown back. So do your damage.
Still take half damage.
Right. So do your damage, and then I'll apply that to all the stuff going on here.
Damage is 8.
All right. So 4 to that one, 4 to this one, and then 8 to this one, and 8 to this one. This is so nifty.
That was a good AoE damage volley.
Cool. So and so that, as we were saying, that also like blew back 10 feet away. So the two birds that were gonna guard the stick kind of get thrown back against the wall and hit the ground for a moment. And the next one, it would have been one of their turn, but he takes his turn kind of getting up from the shock of getting blown back. And now it's...
No. I definitely want to point out, though, that everyone beneath us definitely felt this boom just irradiate down.
Yeah.
Like, you did not feel that just shudder the entire freaking house.
Okay, so, Jack, you feel that in your loins, 2 floors down. Do you want to continue dealing with the bums or catch up with what's going on upstairs?
It sounds like it's coming from near your room.
Sorry, did you...
I think we need your help.
Can you hear? I said I was gonna go upstairs.
Okay, give me an initiative roll, or actually no, you're joining in last. You're just at the bottom of the initiative list. So, and your first turn in that is going to be running upstairs. At that point, you will have made it to them. But Dinas, you, after having felt that boom reverberate through your body, it's your turn. You're at the bottom of the stairs. Ultimately, you could take your move action to get to the top of the steps, and then you could make an attack if you so choose.
Yeah, I go with them to the. I mean, obviously after that boom, I go with them to the stairs.
Yep.
Or the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah. Well, so you and Mur were already at the bottom of the stairs. You can actually make an attack this round. Do you want to make one of your attacks?
Let's attack. And you're gonna have to walk me through it.
Yep, absolutely. So I have your character sheet pulled up here. You have some actions. You have your Eldritch Blast, which is a cantrip. You could just shoot that at someone. It can reach up to 120 feet, which, I mean, you could hit basically any of the 4 targets back here.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the one owl that you said used the move just getting up off of after the boom.
Okay. All right. So is that me responding as a DC, or is that him rolling an attack? I don't fully understand spells.
I think it's an attack roll.
Okay, so on your character sheet there should be like a hit/DC next to your character, or Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
If you click on that, it should roll it for you.
There we go.
And you rolled a 10, and
10,
that
yeah.
missed. You
Of course
go,
it missed.
yeah. You shoot for the owl, and it just barely like you. It almost
no
it's
advantage since it was getting up.
roll it again. Twist my arm.
I gotta try.
This one learns quickly.
Wow.
Oh, well, he got a 20 on that one.
Yay.
So that one definitely hits. So the next thing you're going to do is click on the damage, and that should tell us how much damage that one that...
1d10.
I have to click it.
Oh. Did you...
A 7?
7. Yeah.
Yeah. You did a 7 to... Okay, the last owl. Cool. Wow, that one he's looking hurt. He's looking like, man, I didn't even have a chance. Myrrh, it is your turn. You're welcome to also run up the stairs. I know that you were talking about maybe not necessarily fighting. You see that they are attacking each other.
Blasting them.
Right.
I just started blasting.
So I just started blasting.
So I started blasting.
So there's no way for me to convince them to just leave on their own, right?
Well, you have the spell Animal Friendship, so
Yeah.
you can try and cast that. It convince beasts that you mean no harm. It must see and hear you.
Then it gets mad at you later, doesn't it?
If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast succeeds on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed. If you or one of your companions harms the target, the spell ends. So ultimately, you could try. You could use Animal Friendship on one of them, but then if anyone continues to attack it, then it's gonna just start attacking again.
And there's only one left, right?
No, there are still 4, and they're one of them is close to dead. He's definitely looking hurt. The other 3 are hanging in there so far. 2 of them are up front messing around with Jonah. The other 2 were blown back near the owl stick.
Okay, so should I try it?
Do you, if that's what your heart is telling you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it, but I don't know how.
Okay, so I went to your spells. There's a section that says spells. There's a button that says cast next to Animal Friendship.
I'm trying.
And if you're having difficulty, I have the character sheet up here. I can do it for you. That's really not a problem. Like, we are learning. This is there's no pressure here. We're just trying to get through session 1.
Okay.
Where are your other pages?
I don't see. I can't. The mobile is really hard.
Mobile's tough.
Is there spells? There's like a menu to pull
spells,
up like
yeah.
all the sub menus, and spells will be where
Animal
your
Friendship.
Animal Friendship is.
Okay, so Animal Friendship. I'm gonna cast it.
Okay.
Does it say DC or is it a roll?
It's a
first level
it's a
cast.
wisdom. It's a
Did I
wisdom
do it?
DC. So you
so
cast
what's the DC?
it.
Cast it. It's.
All right. It's if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, which the intelligence here is 4 or higher. Unless we're talking the true number or the bonus number?
The true number.
True number, yeah, it's higher than 4. The spell fails.
Oh no. Okay.
But that's all right. We live, we learn.
They're somewhat intelligent owls.
Apparently, according to the monster manual or according to the player's handbook, a giant owl. I'll just say it has an intelligence of 8. It's a -1 on checks, but it's intelligence itself. You may not have known that. It's I wouldn't have known that.
So
Would she have known that with like her druidic lore that it wouldn't have worked?
That's a good point. Probably a fair assessment.
Because I know that the player is new, but the character has some training.
Right. I'm trying to find what it says on here. That's features, traits, description. Yeah, sure. So maybe you didn't cast that. You knew that it wasn't necessarily going to work. We can uncast that. We're learning. Again, I'm learning as a DM. So if you want to instead attack the owls, knowing that they're just going to keep attacking.
Sure.
So you have produce flame that you can use, and you also have a scimitar if you wanted to attack with a weapon. But I think the flame is probably going to do more damage. So click on the next where it says produce flame. You're going to click on that +5. And that'll tell you how much damage, or if you, it'll tell us whether or not you succeed. Well, you
Yay!
Absolutely. I guess one of the owls closest to the ones that were attacking Chirlae. Are you attacking
Yeah.
one of them? So you definitely hit them. So next you're gonna hit that damage where it says 1d8 and it shows that you're doing fire damage.
Oh no, 7.
7. No, that's solid. Solid's So now one of the two birds up front is really looking hurt. He's kind of on his last legs there.
Good.
But now we come back to the bird that you just hit. In a fiery shriek is going to attack you with his talons. And he has an 8. We're going to compare that to your armor. Luckily, you have a shield equipped, and you have an armor of 14. So 8 does not beat 14. So you kind of like, this bird flies at you. It's like partially singed on fire, and you just kind of like bat it away. You're like, "Fuck you off! I'm gonna light you motherfuckers on fire." And now we move to the other bird, who is going to continue attacking Chirlae, and he gets 19.
That is my AC, so I think it hits.
Okay, so you take
Does a tie goes to the attacker?
7 damage.
I'm also going to use my ability Wrath of Storm.
Okay, and what does that do?
When a creature within 5 feet that I see hits me with an attack, I can use my reaction to cause the creature to make a Dex saving throw.
Wait, was
DC
this
14?
the owl with disadvantage for my vicious mockery?
Sure. And it would have missed. Sorry, I had them mixed up based on the ones that I have here. But now that I think that disadvantage would be over.
Yeah,
So save that. Save that. We will return to if you get hit. You did not take the 7 damage from before. But it is Franken's turn.
Oh, all right.
But it didn't hit me?
It did not hit you. Did not hit you.
Oh.
All right. So or Franken, is going to try and fire his crossbow at the almost dead owl.
At the almost dead owl up front or towards the back? The one that was kind of lit on fire?
Towards the back.
Okay.
Can I do I have an angle at the one that's in the back of the room? I'm still only like half the way up the stairs.
No. Your best bet is either the one that just attacked Jonah or the one that was singed and.
All right, I'll aim at the one that's on fire.
Okay. Do your thing.
Let me attack. Crossbow. And got a 7.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Next up, the one of the owls in the back that was blown away takes his action to get up, finally getting up and getting ready to attack again. Chirlae, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to go for the one closest to me with my Warhammer.
Okay.
Does that 21 hit?
Absolutely hits. Do your damage.
Seven plus 3, 10.
That's my little holy killer.
Yeah, so basically this bird was flying around and you're just like, whack-a-mole! And it just like smacked the ground. It is kind of like, it's hurt. It looks like it still has a little bit of energy to attack, but that really hurt it. Now we have the injured owl in the back who took his turn getting up last time, is flying up to the front and attacking Chirlae. And he where did I put the 20? Oh, it's over here.
Hit me, I dare you.
15 hit. Nope. So that one just kind of shrieks by and you're just like kind of batted. It's like, what the fuck? Where'd you come from? So now we have 3 out of the 4 of them up front. All the 3 up front are looking real hurt, and we're up to Denas's turn.
All right, I will use. It's a cantrip I can use again. Right?
Cantrips you can reuse as much as you want.
Okay. I will Eldritch Blast. I don't care which one. The one on the left.
Sure. I got it.
That's the one that had disadvantage, but not the one that was on fire.
Well, it wouldn't have disadvantage any longer.
No, not anymore. Yeah, it
Right.
just previously did one time.
Yes.
I rolled an 11.
Roll an 11. You just miss it.
All right.
You just miss it.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, next up we've got Murr again.
Okay.
You want to finish off that one you lit on fire?
Yes.
Okay. You want to light it on more fire because it is a cantrip.
Okay, yes. With produce flame.
Do it.
Here we go. 8.
You miss.
I did.
You
Okay.
did. Yes, that's rough.
Sorry, everyone.
You took the flame and just this time you whipped and the bird was like, "Nope, not that time.
Yeah.
Burn me once, shame on me." And then
Yeah.
Jack, you've made it up there. You see this commotion. You see 3 wounded birds up front. You see not so wounded bird in the back, and you're like, "This is where the fucking sound came from." What do you do? You are mute. Nope, we got nothing. No audio.
Confronted about its life's
Oh.
choices.
Wasn't he coming through somebody else's?
Is this better?
Oh, there we go. Now I can hear you.
I forgot to plug the microphone back in.
That would help.
All right, how close am I to the ones in front?
You're able to get to any of the 3 up front.
Okay. I'm going to just punch the one directly in front of me right in its bird face.
All right. Roll your attack.
Spin its head around.
23.
Well, you absolutely managed to hit it. What is your damage?
Unarmed damage.
What is it? 1d4 plus
Mine's 0. Hopefully it's more than 0.
4.
4. Okay. And then you're able to follow that up with like a bonus punch, right? So feel free to take a second swing at that owl.
That one's still
Yeah.
standing, flying,
Yes.
whatever it's doing. All right, I'll hit that one again. 18.
Definitely hits.
Okay. 3.
And that bitch is dead. Do you want to give any flavor to how you murder this bird?
Can the second strike just be like a straight roundhouse kick?
Absolutely.
Like spinning back kick, just real flashy, needlessly flashy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you come in, you're like, what the fuck is going on? You run up, you punch this bird and immediately roundhouse kick it. It flies into the side wall and then just drops. And you're like, what? This is how long have you guys been up here dealing with this? All right.
Excellent.
So
18 seconds.
yeah, ultimately. So one bird dead. One bird still up there. He sees what you did to his bird friend and now attacks Jack Lee. So he swoops at
Wrath
you.
of the Guardians.
Swoops at you with his talon. Does a 14 hit.
Yeah.
All right. And 4 damage.
Okay.
14 hits the monks on unarmored defense.
Yeah, it's only 13.
You should get to add your dex and your constitution, right?
It's Dex and Wisdom.
Oh, dex and wisdom.
And then next up we have Frank.
All right, so we got one down, one that's still like basically full health. Is that right? Or like looks like it hasn't been hit at all?
Yeah, that was the
barely
one
hit?
towards the back of the room that was taking his time getting up. Which I think he did attack and he's up front. No, he's still in the back. He's still in the back. So if you're still in the middle of the steps, you do not have an angle on him.
So which one looks like the closest to, or which one looks actually the healthiest? Like which one that I can see, like of the three that I can see.
Well, one of them's dead. The other two in front of you look to be both on their last legs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at the one that is like looks a little bit healthier.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look it straight in the eye and say, "Your mother was a pigeon." And I'm gonna use vicious mockery, which is a wisdom save of 14.
He's like, oh, maybe my mother was a pigeon. So what happens?
So that's gonna deal 1 psychic damage, and then it has disadvantage if it attacks again.
Gotcha.
Next round.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's contemplating life over there.
Nobody on the team has taken any damage yet, right? Or did anybody actually get hit?
Jack did. Jack got hit.
Okay, so I'm also, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Healing Word and say, "Dumbass," and I'm gonna heal him for 8 health.
Nice. I think that brings you back to full. Cool. So the owl that still has some life left in him in the back decides to enter the fray, and he's gonna get tangled up with Myrrh, and he's gonna fly. And that slid back. 13 Mrs. Myrrh once again. She's just like, I am one with the owls, so I know where they will fly, and just kind of dodges them.
Yes.
And then after you did that dodging, we hit Chirlae.
All right, so how many owls are up?
We have 3 owls still, 2 up front that were around you that are looking real hurt, and then the one that just flew up that still looks like he's got some fight left in him.
Is that one that's got some fight left in him still looking pretty good? I mean, is he within like arm's reach? Can I hit him?
Yeah. At this point, you guys are kind of surrounded by these birds, and you could kind of reach out and help whoever.
All right, I'm gonna go after that one with my warhammer again.
Okay.
And I rolled a 1.
So,
and can I add that +6 so it's not a 1,
Boom,
or does
boom,
that 1 like
boom.
fuck me over?
You. Well,
So I just
it's a
trip over myself?
it's a natural 1. So you go and you swing your fucking hardest, and you manage to plant the hammer into the attic floor. And it feels like it may have gotten stuck in that moment. And with that, a giant owl sees an opportunity to attack you, and he gets advantage on that roll, but he fails. He decides to swoop down, and he just kind of lands next to the hammer, going, meant to hit me? I meant to hit you. So here we are. What are you going to do about it? Next up, we have Dinas.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
All right, I will Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
Blast.
Yeah, 20.
Can't not
Ooh,
think
well,
of it
you
every time
definitely
somebody tries
hit that
Eldritch Blast.
one.
Yeah.
Roll your damage.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oh, never mind. 10.
Yeah, so one of the ones that was originally up front, you shoot an Eldritch Blast his way, and you for some reason you expect blood and viscera, but it's just he just dispels into a puff of feathers and disappears.
Ooh.
Well, that was kind of disappointing.
Super clean though.
Yeah, very clean.
Yes.
Next up we have Myrrh. Hopefully not too distracted by the feathers floating down from that bird that just seemed to have spontaneously combust into nothingness.
Okay, well, I would like to make a coat out of them, but we'll move on. We'll move on.
We can make that coat on your off time.
We can.
We can. I mean, at the end of this fight, you can collect the feathers, store them for later. Let's talk out a
Yes.
game. Maybe you do get a...
Yes, for sure. Okay, so how many are left? 2?
There are 2. One that's looking real hurt, and the one that's sitting next to Chirlae's hammer and just kind of looking at Chirlae going, really?
Let's do the one next to Chirlae.
Okay. And gonna try and light that bitch on fire, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Or whatever you want to do. It's your choice.
Oof.
24.
Yeah, that bird looking real flammable. You reach out, you touch it, you produce some flame. And how much damage do you do?
Ooh, just 3.
Just 3. All right. Next up, Jack Lee. Ready to kick some birds.
Learned how to roll on D&D. So there's one that's like almost dead, and there's one that's next to.
Yeah, it was just hit with some flame, so now it's like it's a hot chicken. It's still they're still in there, but they're both looking hurt.
Are they still both like pretty close together?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to do like a flying Liu Kang kick to the one that's on fire.
Okay. Go for it.
12.
All right. You just manage to make contact with this bird. Do your damage.
All right. It's gonna be 6.
All right. You've got him on the ropes. Do you use that second action? Take him out.
I am going to go for my good luck roundhouse kick.
All right. So this
See if I
time,
can finish him
so
off.
as we recall, first time it was a punch and a roundhouse kick. Then he sees this other bird and he jumps and diving kicks, followed by another flying roundhouse.
That's the roundhouse is my finishing move, I think.
Apparently.
All right. I got 7.
That one misses. The roundhouse kick was just, you were like, man, that looks so fucking cool the first time. I'm gonna do it again. And this time you just kind of whiff. You were like, maybe too much focus on that Liu Kang kick. And then we come back up to Frank.
Frank is looking. It looks like the situation's like pretty well under control, so he's going to go for that stick he saw earlier.
Okay. Roll.
So can I get there without provoking any attacks of opportunity?
Roll your reflex, if you want, or I guess it could be acrobatics. Or
Can I roll stealth? Can I try and sneak past?
Sure.
All right, that's a good one for me. Oh, only a 10.
Okay. You manage to sneak past. These birds are very occupied with those who have been hitting them pretty consistently. One of the two is really just ignoring you because you hurt his feelings talking about his pigeon mother. And so you manage to make it over to the stick.
Oh yeah, because they're intelligent. Normally they wouldn't understand me, and the spell still works if they don't. They're intelligent. They could understand what I was saying about his pigeon mama.
He was really hurt. He was contemplating his existence.
So all right, so I'm gonna pick up the Chirlae stick and then like see what it is if I can, or look at it.
When you all that you could see when you look at it, it says Charlie's special owl stick. Makes things clean.
What does it look like? Does it just look like
It looks like
stick?
a stick. It's just a wooden stick. Like if you took a broom apart and just had the stick.
The dowel. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's like a dowel.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Almost like a quarterstaff, maybe a little bit flimsier. A general stick made out of wood. A wood
I'm
stick.
gonna try and hit the wall with it and see what happens.
When you hit the wall
Let's see
with
if
it, nothing happens when you hit the wall. You just hit the wall. That's gonna be you. Let's
I think that's my turn. I did a lot of stuff.
Next we have one of these two owls. He is going to come after Myrrh because he didn't like his feathers as inflamed as he did. So he rolls his attack. Does a 15 hit your AC? It does. So you're gonna take some damage.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let's see. You get 5 damage.
Oof.
Yeah, so that's half of your health. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, level 1 babies, spongy. Super spongy.
Hopefully, you got a healing spell.
And then we have Chirlae, who's next.
All right, I'm just gonna go after another one with my warhammer.
Okay.
Bard, that inspiration. Do I just add the 6 now?
So you roll first. You can decide if you add it before the DM tells you if you succeeded. So as long as the DM didn't tell you whether you succeeded or failed, you can choose to add the 6 after you roll. So if you roll a 20, you don't have to waste it. It's perfect.
Probably gonna use. All right, yeah. So I get +5 on top of this 5. I'm gonna use that 6, so that's a 16.
No, you roll a d6. It's not a flat 6. Sorry.
Oh.
It's not quite that good. That would be
It's
pretty
a
busted.
2, so I get 12.
Okay, you managed to hit. And
Just got there.
yeah, you're looking for the squish.
The first successful inspiration of the campaign.
That's an 8 total damage.
And I don't know why the one bird had nothing but feathers pop when he appeared, because when you smack this thing with the hammer, you leave a splatter that that might be someone's mess to clean up later, but for now you're like, I'm done with this.
Like owl jelly.
Yeah, it was like a very fine owl jelly. The feathers are just kind of off to the sides, and it almost looks like a Rorschach test.
So wait, did the blood get on the other previously clean feathers from before?
I headwigged the shit
Yes.
out of this one.
No.
And I know who's cleaning up the feathers.
But next we have Dinas, and we have one owl left, and he's looking real hurt. He's depressed. All his other owl friends have been murdered. He himself now thinks that he's gonna die without fully knowing if whether or not his mother was a pigeon.
It is nuts.
All right, let's finish this one off with another.
I think we've all been there.
Ooh.
20
Yeah, do your damage.
and an 8.
This one, you hit it, instead of popping, instead of splattering, it for some reason just kind of impales on itself and disappears. But it's gone.
Again, why do I have to keep getting the disappointing ones? Why don't I get the big bloody explosion ones? I want to be the reason that Myrrh has to clean up bloody feathers.
You asshole.
I don't know. There's something about your Eldritch Blast that it's got some weird effects going on these owls. But ultimately, you manage to clear the attic of owls, and the commotion has settled down. You look
All
around.
right, looks like we took care of that mess. Where's my coin? The coin up front.
What
Sorry,
coin?
I have some bums to take care of. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
we
run
all
up
we're
and down the
busy
stairs.
right now.
What coin?
What?
So the 3 bar owners look around. They go, man, that was tough. These guys really did a good job of this job that we told them that we were going to pay them to do. Why don't we go deal with those bums downstairs? So as you start asking for coin, they quickly change the subject and run downstairs. To which you see sitting in the back corner in the booth that they normally sit in, people that are you consider almost friends. You have Bartram and Baker. Bartram is they're both older. I'll tell you that right now. They look like they've been around the block. They've seen some things, and they've decided to waste their wretched lives in your bar for some reason.
Oh, these are the bar owners' friends, not Franken and Chirlae's friends.
Correct. Because you two, this is your first time in this bar. So Bartram, he's a half orc. He's obviously, as I said, an old drunk, and he used to be Baker's bodyguard. When they were out maybe adventuring, but ultimately they're just kind of pals now and hang out in your bar. Baker, he's human. And Baker might not necessarily be his real name, but that's what everyone calls him because he's everyone's favorite local drug dealer. Who do you go to when you want to get baked? The baker. So
Are these the bums that we need to get rid of?
they're the only other people in your bar at this time, and you know that the presence of a drug dealer would not reflect properly on an inspection of your bar. He might be the person that sells to you. He occasionally gives you some information. But ultimately, you kind of let him do his thing there. I mean, if I were going to compare these guys to any pop culture characters, they might be some sort of mix between Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets and Jay and Silent Bob.
I was 100% picturing James.
I was gonna say Frank definitely would frequent that type of, vendor. So does Frank recognize these guys at all? From like being he definitely dabbles in the medicinal arts of recreational use.
Well,
if you know what I mean.
Let me see. How old is Frank? Frank is 50 years old. Why don't you roll your history?
History. If it's not about stones, I'm not gonna do pretty good. I get a bonus if it's about stonework.
Oh.
Alright, history. Oh no, I have a
I mean,
+1.
it could be about getting stoned. Is that a...
I got a 7. Not too good.
You got a 7. It seems hazy. You think that you got something one time. Maybe it was from these guys. It was so good you have a hard time remembering. You wanted to remember. You were like, man, that stuff was so good. I have to remember to go back to...
Oh wait, I'm still up in the attic though, right?
Well, I guess knowing that these three, they were like, oh, we got to deal with the bums instead of pay you, without saying that instead of paying you.
I want to investigate the bubblegum machine if possible.
Okay.
If possible.
That's fine. No, you don't have to follow them down. That's ultimately they quickly got away from you because they heard that they had to pay you.
That's fine. I know where their bar is.
You're in it.
Yeah.
Jonah, did you follow them down to the bums, or are you also hanging out upstairs?
Yeah, I'm just hanging upstairs.
Okay.
I got the
Chirlae
Chirlae stick, and I want to investigate the bubblegum machine.
Okay, so we'll say that you're investing the bubblegum machine as they're dealing with the two bums, quote unquote. So you wouldn't even be down there to have recognized them or done any sort of history check ultimately. But the three in the bar recognize them. They know them by name because again, they're some of the only customers that they ever really get anymore. Sometimes it may be where they get their harebrained schemes, get some information about what's going on around town. But you know that their presence right now might not be the best for an inspection. So what would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna head right on over. Pull up. Well, I'm gonna grab some drinks first.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab 5 shots.
All right.
Take them over to the table. 3 of us over to those. Pull up a chair, and I'm gonna like sit down on it like backwards, like the cool teacher in high school does when he's trying to seem relatable. I'm gonna sit down backwards. I'm gonna put out the shots. I'm gonna say, "Hey guys."
Okay. So, all right. Sorry, I have all sorts of stuff opened up. So, Baker goes, "What's going on? What's up with the shots?"
Just a little gift for you guys. You know, you're always in here. Figure we'd take care of you.
He starts to suspect you a little bit. Are you trying to deceive him? It sounds like you were trying to deceive him.
I mean, I guess technically.
I want you to roll your deception.
10.
Okay. He goes. He's a little hesitant, but he quickly takes the shot and goes, "You know who's loyal," and he throws it back.
Okay. Let's kind of let that.
Meanwhile, I'm over here with Myrrh, and we're talking about, or I guess still trying to clarify, like, who the bums were, according to Chirlae. Because, like, we all, I mean, especially me coming from a noble family, you know, I like to partake in my drugs, but I would not want to partake with the trash that deals me the drugs.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you personally do not necessarily care for the situation that you've worked out with Bartram and Baker. Again, you don't like to shit where you eat. It sounds like you don't
Basically, yes.
But for some reason, the other guys, Chirlae, Jack, and Myrrh, how do you feel about the situation?
I feel like I know how to get it for free from them.
Okay, you may need to use persuasion when you talk to them, and sometimes you may potentially get stuff out of them. But
yeah.
are you cool with them selling in the bar? Is that
as long as they give me what I want to, I don't care.
okay? So you seem to have been cool with this arrangement. Jack is offering up shots like, yeah, I know these guys. They're here all the time. I'm cool with the arrangement. Charlie's dead, so who cares what he thinks anymore? But
he's still on the bar, by the way.
Yeah, the body's just there. No one's done anything with this halfling.
I don't think the health inspector is gonna like that.
Probably not. Oddly enough, Chirlae didn't think to put that on the list of things that you would have to take care of.
Exactly. It's not on the list. It's not going to get done.
That sounds like Charlie's fault.
Well, and knowing Chirlae, we're probably trying to figure out shapes and letters and numbers on this note.
What you made out was a drawing of a rat and then like the skull and crossbones. Exactly. It was all pictograms. How this dragon even
some kind of language check for that
solve this captcha.
So I guess getting back to it, it sounds like you may not be thrilled with their business here. You see Jack doing shots with these guys. Dennis, what were you going to be doing in this situation?
I'm gonna go behind the bar
Okay.
And I'm gonna pour myself a drink,
Of course.
and I'm gonna mutter obscenities about the trash that's in my bar under my breath.
Okay.
So not helpful. Okay.
And
Exactly.
Marissa, what are you gonna do? Are you hanging out at the bar with Dinas? Did you decide to get in on these shots that you saw Jack pouring?
I've already had 3 shots on my own, but I'm gonna go over there and try to persuade them to leave
Okay, sounds
on
good.
my own.
So you walk over, you see that Baker took the first shot. Bartram was working on his own flask, but he sees one of the shots, so he reaches over and takes it. And that's when you walk over, and what do you say to him?
I'm asking them to pretty please leave.
You're like, what? We're doing shots. Why do you want us to leave?
Because they're dirty and gross, and they need to get out until they clean up their act, and then they can come back.
Wait a second. This is very strange coming from one of my absolute favorite customers. Since when do you think that we're dirty? Since when do you think we need to clean up our acts? Right, Bartram? Bartram goes, pretty girl don't like us anymore. What's going on?
I do. I just think that it would be best if you left now and came back later. After you took a shower. You can take a shower in my apartment actually if you want to go up there instead of leaving the whole bar. You can go upstairs and hide in my shower and clean up.
All right, I want you to roll perception.
Okay.
Or not perception, persuasion. That's what I mean. These are
Yeah.
the words that sound the same but aren't.
Perception.
Persuasion.
Ooh, I got a 13.
You got a 13.
Mhm.
Bartram is like, I get to go to pretty girl's room. All right. Baker is like, what's going on here? This is, you don't invite us upstairs. What's going on?
All right, I'll level you. The people coming that you're not gonna want to be around. If they see you, it's not gonna be for any of them. So maybe just take off for the day, come back when the coast is clear, and everything will be cool.
All right, I want you to roll your persuasion.
16.
He goes, all right. He takes another one of the 5 shots that you brought over, and he goes, I guess we could hide out for a bit. At this point, Bartram has already run upstairs and was stripping his clothes off as he was running off. So Baker decides to follow along and slowly pick up the clothes as he goes up. And he's like, which one's your room? You yell, it's the second one from the back. And he's like, all right, I'll see you there, sugar. So at this point, I think you guys consider the bum situation checked off the list. We jump back upstairs during this bum situation. We have Frank and we have Chirlae still in the attic, looking at all the viscera around them, looking at all the feathers around them, and something shiny that was noticed earlier caught both of their eye. Am I correct? You were muted.
This bubblegum machine.
Yeah, this bubblegum. So you go, and I guess
I got the stick is in my hand right now. I got the owl stick or the Chirlae stick in my hand right now.
All right, the Chirlae's owl stick in your hand, and you're looking at the machine. Roll your investigation.
Me too.
I guess are you looking at it with him?
I mean, yeah, if I'm there, I'm probably just following him. And
Wait, can I? I'm gonna take my time. I'm just gonna thoroughly investigate.
All right,
this thing.
you just want to take. You want to take it.
So I mean, however long that takes.
Okay.
That's my intention, unless something interrupts me and gets my attention. I'm gonna be focused on that until I do it.
Got it. So what you've gathered from looking over this machine is that it looks to be like a homemade contraption that someone may be able to take gum that has already been chewed and put it in one end of the machine, and then there's a crank. And as you turn the crank, it flattens out the gum, it straightens it out, and it packages the gum. So as long as you keep feeding gum substance into one end, no matter the state that it's currently in, as long as you're turning this crank, it will take what you're feeding into it, the gum. It probably would break if you tried to stick anything else into it.
I'm not sure if this is stupid or genius.
But ultimately, that's what you figure out from this contraption that you have discovered. As you have...
How big is it? Can I, take it with me?
Yeah, it's fairly handheld. I would say it's probably about this big. Stick gum in one end, out extrudes, packages gum.
I have the Chirlae stick in one hand, and I have this gum machine in the other.
Kind of like
I'm gonna head back down to the bar.
Okay, as you're heading downstairs, you see two guys that were sitting in the bar downstairs running upstairs. One of them mostly naked, going, "I get in the shower first," and the other one going, "Jesus Christ, we'll both have a turn." And you just kind of...
I'm just gonna nod. That seems totally normal. I'm just gonna nod as I walk past. Yeah, yep. That's I'd be doing the same thing tomorrow. So
yep. Absolutely. And Chirlae, are you just following suit? How are you?
Yeah, I'm just going to follow him. There's, not much else to do.
All right. So everyone's back in the main bar area. The Bartram and Baker have just been talked out of the room. So when we look at our checklist, we have killed the owls. We have gotten the bums out of the bar. We had started scraping the gum off the tables. You notice a machine, or I guess when Frank comes downstairs, our three bar owners look over and they see him with a stick in one hand and a machine under the other arm. The machine looks familiar, and you guys recognize it as that thing Chirlae uses to restock the gum. What's left on the list is killing the rats in the basement, cleaning the bathrooms, and then eventually getting the bar to pass inspection when the health inspector arrives.
So I see Frank come down holding those two objects in his hand, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I go to Frank and I ask him if he I asked him if he found his coin. And go ahead, sorry. I asked him if he found some coin.
I didn't find any coin, but I found some stuff that looks related to this Chirlae work y'all are on about.
Any
By the
shows...
way, can I see that note again? The first part sounded kind of interesting.
I'm
Something
literally
about
running
dragons'
to the
butts.
Jack's running to the basement.
I don't want to clean the bathroom.
He doesn't want to clean the bathroom, so he's running to the basement.
I'll fight the rats. Fuck them rats.
All right, I guess everyone notices all of a sudden Jack takes a shot and he goes, "What's on that list? Rats!" And you just see him run downstairs. What does everyone else do?
I would like to review the note because I already forgot what it said. Is there any chance you can share a copy of the note with us?
I could probably after the fact. I have to clean it up a bit.
That's no problem.
But
I'm mostly interested in the crazy sounding part. The gibberish at the beginning is the part that Frank was interested in.
The dragon cheese.
Yes, yeah, that sounded exactly up Frank's alleys. So
yeah,
he wants to look into that further because it sounds like maybe something he has some familiarity with, even if it was just something somebody told him while he was drunk. He's interested in whatever that nonsense was.
Ultimately, Chirlae got in his head that dragon cheese was a thing that existed, and it was the most sought after cheese. I don't know where he got the idea that dragon cheese existed, but it's just kind of been a lifelong passion of his to go find the infamous dragon cheese. And It's something that he
Frank's
talked
new
about all the
passion.
time. This is something that the bar owners could relay to you. It's like, you really want to know more about the dragon cheese? I mean, it's just something that he kept talking about. We kept telling him it didn't exist.
I didn't. I believe in Chirlae and all of his
So
fantasies.
you encouraged Chirlae to go seek out the dragon cheese.
I did. I think that he is a special person who deserves love, and I think that he is incredibly smart, and dragon cheese
And
is something that I would like
incredibly
to try too.
Yeah, so ultimately Charlie's death is on your hands.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job.
exactly.
Well,
you're sitting here
we'll
talking about.
That's a real
how
sweet
much
D
love
move,
it
let me tell you.
Two owls or one Charlie.
We'll see him again one day. At least, you know what? We'll see. And you know what? His perfect version of the afterlife is him just swimming in dragon cheese. And I'm proud of him for his quest and that he actually made something of himself trying to get there. So you guys are just jealous.
He made a mess on the bar, that's for sure.
Yes, he did.
Oh man. So
Speaking of which, who's gonna clean that up and pour me another beer? And also, where's my coin?
You're not getting it.
Is there a
Say
red?
what? Didn't I help you with those owls? Didn't you say you'd give me some coin?
Don't you have a bar tab that's like 4 years old?
Bartend, this 4 years old. This is the first time I've ever been to this establishment. Thank you.
Well, you have a plain face and you look like somebody else. In the game only.
right, this so you guys are bickering about getting paid versus not getting paid. Jack had run downstairs, and when he runs downstairs, he spots that again, it looks like it's storage for the most part. He can hear the scuttering of mice and rats here and there. Roll a perception. Oh, you switched spots. That's strange.
Someone. 11.
11. So, you in the basement, you find a shiny metal object. Looks like it's perfect for scraping gum off of tables.
That's not,
What was it?
that's not helpful.
Not in this situation, necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll hold on to it for later.
Okay. So you grab that. As you reach for the gum scraper, you see like just a swarm of rats come out of one of the boxes down there. And then they just kind of run past you on one side. Then you hear a giant rat, which I can't believe I have this. Looks something like this.
That's what I'm. All right.
And there's actually two of them. But there are two giant rats that are to either side of you, and near them are two individual swarms of rats. And they're slowly making their way around you.
I am going to shout upstairs for help because I overestimated the situation.
So you start shouting. Do you anything specific you want to shout upstairs?
There's way more rats than expected, and they're way bigger. Please come help me.
Does anyone respond to the shouts that they hear coming from downstairs?
Yes.
Easily hear 'em.
I mean, I guess
Can
roll your
we
perception. We
hear
could
'em?
see if you can hear them over the bickering of if you're getting paid for the first job you did or not.
Yeah,
I'm also going to draw my staff because I don't want to punch rats.
Okay.
I rolled a 21 for perception.
Yeah, so the Warforged, he's just like, I mean, I wasn't getting paid either way, I guess. But you... Yeah.
Someone's bitching about rats downstairs.
The only rat here is the one who's trying to not pay us. Did you hear this? I always
shut
get
up.
paid one way or another.
That's
Shut
what
up
I'm
about
talking
coin right
about.
now. Let's go check
This is
out
a
this
pretty
rat
nice
thing.
bar. Be a shame if something happened to it.
Please don't threaten us.
You'll get paid. You'll get paid when the list is done. Now come help me.
There
The
is a dead
list.
body.
There was
There can be
that was
another
not
dead
in the
body.
agreement. There was no list. There was no list. There was owls. Owls in gold, and that was the deal.
Owl's gone,
Agreement?
gold.
We didn't say
Agreement?
when.
I don't believe I ever agreed to pay you coin.
Neither did I.
There was an implicit, tacit agreement, legally binding.
You realize that the person who offered you coin is currently shouting from the basement that he needs help with some rats.
Ah, fuck.
Exactly.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Come on, Chirlae.
All right.
All right, so everyone goes to see what's going on with the rats, and I think with 10 minutes left in the scheduled time, it may be best to stop there and pick up with the rats next time. Because that unless you want to go through the encounter, it may pass longer than 9 o'clock. I don't necessarily know. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. Do we end now, or do the rat encounter first?
I'm good to keep.
I'm good to go.
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right. So, you
right.
guys run downstairs, and I want everyone who ran downstairs to make a perception check.
I'm not too good at this.
15.
I guess you guys can see what I roll.
Oh, I gotta pull up the history.
19.
15.
All right. So everyone except for Frank catch in the corner of their eye a stick. It says Charlie's rat stick.
I still got a stick in my hand, though.
You do.
So this
You have
stick-
Charlie's owl stick. This is Charlie's
So this
rat
Is
stick.
much bigger, right? Please tell me this stick is much bigger.
It is about the same size.
Wait, do I see the stick?
No, you did not. All you saw was the gum scraper.
Yeah, I
Dum-dum.
guess I got a little distracted.
Yeah, you saw the shiny scraper, and you're like, ooh, this will be good for the gum later.
Yeah.
Then I saw rats and I got scared.
Yes, then you saw giant rats, and you were like, fuck me, I need help. So they run down, they see the rats starting to slowly surround you. They all just look around real quick, and everyone except for Frank and you saw in the corner this stick leaning on the wall, and it says Charlie's rat stick. And at that point, I'm gonna need initiative. Let me get the encounter pulled up. My description: infestation in the basement. There are rats in the basement. This is definitely Charlie work.
15.
$11.
And Dinas got a 13, I see. Mur got a 6.
I did get a 6.
I love this history. This is wonderful. Jack, we need your initiative.
My shit froze. You want me to just roll with my actual dice?
That more than acceptable.
17. I don't know what my modifier is because my computer froze.
No worries. Your modifier is 2, so 19 total.
Nice.
And then we'll do an auto roll for my rats. All right, we start with Jack Lee. What would you like to do? We've got basically just to paint the picture a bit. You're flanked on either side of you by a giant rat, and behind each of them is a swarm of rats. The rest of the gang is basically they can see a line in front of them of swarm of rats, giant rat, giant rat, swarm of rats. So what would you like to do?
So it's basically like a square of rats, and I'm in the middle.
Sort of. It's like a line of rats. It's like a leader rat leading a swarm of rats towards you from one side, and a leader rat with a swarm of rats coming at you from the other side.
Okay.
How is the swarm like one monster equivalent, or is it like
Yes,
a
a
bunch
swarm
of individual
is
rats?
a bunch of the swarm of rats take up a 5-foot square, and it's a bunch of smaller rats.
Gotcha.
Okay, so am I able to attack all 4?
No,
Or-
right now you can only reach the 2 giant rats to either side of you.
Okay. Then so I know we talked about this earlier with the monk bonus attack and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either with a monk weapon or the unarmed strike. And since a quarterstaff is versatile, I can actually use that as one of my monk weapons.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make a one-handed strike with the quarterstaff on one of the big ones.
Here, let me throw that equipped onto your character, and then that'll become an action.
Oh, did I not do that?
No, that's what I was saying before. Is you didn't have the quarterstaff equipped. You were saying that you were just gonna stick with the unarmed strikes.
Yeah, but when we got down to the basement, I said I was gonna pull it out
gotcha.
before the encounter started.
Gotcha. Sorry, I missed it.
I just don't know.
It's equipped now.
Yeah, I just don't know how to do it on the thing. Okay.
But again, I can see things for you if you don't have everything. You have a +4 on your quarterstaff, so feel free to strike. I guess. Do you want to go for the one on your left or the one on your right?
How about the one? Oh, okay, I see it now. I'm gonna go for the one on my right.
Okay.
$13.
All right, you hit. So you smack this giant rat in the head.
Smack it. 8 damage.
And this thing just splats immediately. This you're just like, no, and you smack it, and it just the swarm behind him grows restless. So
well, I did that.
Oh yeah, you do
I
have
did
your
that
second.
with the. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kick at the other one.
All right, doing like a roundhouse back kick to the one on your other side.
No, just like a straight up football punt.
All right, go for it.
That's promising. 20.
Yeah. So like, go ahead, roll your damage. I mean, is that's a 20 including your?
Yeah, it's not a nat 20. It's just
okay.
4 damage.
Okay. So yeah, you punt this thing. It hits the wall. It's looking hurt. But it managed to survive that kick. Next up is Frank.
So Frank is first of all, he's looking at, so there's 2 swarms of rats now and 1 big rat.
Yes, 2 swarms of rats.
And the first big rat went down from one hit from a quarterstaff.
Yes.
In that case, I'm gonna shoot the big rat with my crossbow.
Okay.
$14.
And that hits.
It is 7 piercing damage.
All right, so what happened was Jack kicked this mouse, and while it was in the air, you were like, bink! And it stuck.
I just started blasting.
You just started blasting, and the arrow pierces the mouse and just sticks it to the wall. So you caught it midair with some very, very nice sharpshooting skills. Next up, we have Dinas.
I too started blasting.
All right, so we've got 2 swarms of rats left. We have one on the left, one on the right. Which one would you like to go for?
I'll blast the left.
All right.
Blast.
Oh no.
Oh, 5 missed.
Yeah, so when you shoot at the square that they're in, somehow these mice just like create a formation, and the blast goes right in between all of them, and then they go back to swarming. And then while that one was busy doing that defensive maneuver, the other swarm of rats comes and attacks Dinas. And they are going to bite at you. And 11 does not hit your AC. So the swarm kind of swarms at you, but it almost like tickles. They're just like, oh, they're just running over me, and then they go past your feet and they wind up behind you. Then we have the other swarm of rats, after completing their formation, also come at you because they're pissed off that you shot at them. And so they're going to try and bite at you. And 7 definitely does not hit. So once again, you're just like, ooh, swarms of rats. Tickles.
Do you know who I am?
Then we get to Chirlae.
I'm going to attack one of the swarms with my Warhammer.
Okay. We'll just call it the one on the left because they both have equal damage right now.
Does 14 hit?
It absolutely hits. So you take a big swing, and they didn't feel any sort of magical radiation from this hammer, so they had no time to avoid it. How much damage did you do?
8 damage.
8 damage. So it definitely squishes a couple of them, but the swarm is still going strong. Next we have Myrrh.
Can I poison spray them?
Well, hold on, let me pull up your character sheet. What I was gonna say is not only can you poison spray, right? Is that one of your spells? Poison spray? Yeah, you can poison spray them. I will let you know, because you are the druid and you are one with nature, that the swarm of rats is not intelligent enough and could potentially fall into your animal friendship.
Oh, so I can control them?
Perhaps.
You can convince them to not be hostile.
Okay,
it's not
so
like
I
full
can't.
on mind control them.
So I can try that?
If you would like. You can. Would you like to try and befriend the rats or poison them with a poison spray?
I want to befriend them, I think, and try to
Campbell with the eye roll.
Oh, why? She was
all
about
right.
to do the poison spray.
I want to make sure to play into her character. Her character likes animals and ultimately would try and save them if.
I'm loving her character so far.
So here, we'll hit cast for you on there. You
Okay.
cast Animal Friendship, which means they have to succeed a Wisdom save of 13.
With like a -4 or something.
Yeah, so you aimed at one of the swarms and they... Oh, wait a minute. It says condition immunity's charmed. Cannot be charmed. I guess you're poisoning them.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that was my mistake. I should look more at the character description. I'm like, oh, look, their intelligence is low enough. Oh, but they can't be charmed because they're fucking rats. See,
okay,
we live, we
so-
learn. So why don't we
Except
do...
with dragon cheese.
Why don't we do the poison spray? I'll keep that roll. The poison spray would still succeed. So you would just do
Okay.
your damage of poison damage.
This one? The top one? It's only 2.
2, okay. All right, so you see some of the mice in the swarm start to twitch a bit, but it seemed to be somewhat ineffective. Next up, we're back to the top. Jack.
So what's left?
We have
Swarm?
two swarms of rats, one that's still at full strength, and one that has had some hits to it.
Are they close enough that I could hit them both if I did the bonus attack and everything?
Yes.
or-
When they both went to swarm Dinas for having attacked them, they made their
Right.
way in your direction, so you are able to reach both swarms.
Okay, then I'm gonna do the same thing I did the first time. I'm gonna do the one-handed strike with the staff first.
Mhm.
and then see how that goes. I'm gonna do that on the one that's still at full health.
Okay.
We got balls. Natural one.
Yeah, that's you smack the floor, the rats start climbing up the staff at you.
Oh no.
As they're climbing up, you're going to lose that second action.
Yeah, I would
and
imagine.
We're going to move
I only get it if I hit anyway.
Yeah, we're going to move to Frank. Who sees one of the full health swarm of rats now climbing up this quarterstaff up at Jack.
All right. So what I'm gonna reach into my little bag, pull out some tiny tarts and a feather, and wave the feather in the air, and say to the rats, "You're the reason this country has to put directions on rope." And cast hideous laughter.
Okay.
So it's a wisdom save of 14, and it's for me. I'm going to be concentrating on this for up to a minute.
Yeah, they don't make their save.
So they are now prone. So basically, they perceive it as hilariously funny. They fall into a fit of laughter, and they
yeah, you've never
are
seen
incapacitated. They can't stand up. So there's a bunch of laughing rats rolling on the floor.
Yeah, they fall off of this quarterstaff that they were climbing
Sorry,
up.
hold on. Wait, do they have intelligence 4 or less? I probably can't cast it on them if they do.
They do have less than 4 intelligence.
Oh shit, that does nothing.
Okay. Do you wanna change that then, or do we consider that move used? I don't fully.
Yeah, I think it's used. If I wouldn't have known that it wouldn't have worked on them.
Yeah. All right. So next up, Dinas.
Wait. Can I still use my bonus action and give someone bardic inspiration?
Sure.
All right. I would like to do that to whoever is up next.
Dinas.
I want to say, don't suck as much as I just did, and give him some bardic inspiration.
That's great inspiration. Thank you. All right.
Do like that, but the opposite.
All right. So we still have the rats going up the quarter.
Well, no. So yeah. They're still climbing it because they were told this what should have been a hilarious joke, and they just didn't really perceive it because they're not smart enough.
All right.
It was also a pretty terrible joke.
Right.
I'm gonna use a minor illusion spell.
Okay.
Near Jack Lee, and this spell is what my mind concocted of what dragon cheese looks like. And so it's just like this wedge of cheese, just like a cheese head, but it's like smoldering and it's just putrid smelling, and like even the rats notice the smell.
Okay. Just reading a little bit of the description to make sure. Yeah. So all right, and so you've made what you believe dragon cheese looks like. Swarm of rats that has been hit get very distracted by this, and they avert their attention to the cheese because food is ultimately what they're looking for. The second swarm of rats that was climbing the quarterstaff, they too get distracted by this cheese and make their way towards it. That brings us to Chirlae.
All right, so I'm attacking that swarm again. Does a 20 hit?
Yeah, absolutely.
$11 damage.
11 damage. So this swarm that you've now smacked for a second time is down to like the last couple little mice. They're trying to get away from the hammer while they're also trying to get the cheese. There's a whole other giant swarm that's just like, what the fuck's going on? We're just going after this cheese. Then we have Myrrh. Your turn.
Okay, so I guess I should probably do something productive and produce flame.
Okay.
And maybe if I do that, it will melt the cheese and they will get stuck and we can just pick them up and throw them out.
Well, the cheese is an illusion.
Oh. Okay, so I'll just do it anyway. Okay, let's go. Let's see.
So, well, yeah, you throw the flame in the direction of the cheese,
Yes.
which has the rats, and you manage
Yes.
to light some rats afire. How much damage do you do?
I did 4.
All right, so you managed to clear out the one big swarm that was being hammered on for a while, and all we have left is one swarm of rats. They are surrounding this cheese, and they don't seem to have noticed that the last bit of their friends on the other side of the cheese has been lit aflame. Jack, what do you do?
All right. So, first of all, same thing. One hand, quarterstaff strike
I believe in you.
on the sword. 9.
This quarterstaff just misses. It goes into the illusion of the cheese. Somehow the rats don't notice, and you quickly pull it out.
I was clearly also distracted by the illusion.
Oh yes, Frank.
All about the dragon cheese.
All right, Frank is gonna fire his crossbow into the swarm of rats and see if he hits. So is that disadvantage or is that normal?
It is resistant to piercing damage.
Okay, so it's disadvantage, or is it just damage resistance, like reduces it?
Let's call it disadvantage.
Oh, I got a 1. So, oh no, I have 11 and a 17, 11 then.
So no, you just shoot an arrow into the swarm of rats. They're still full health, which means there were a ton of rats in there. So you managed to clip a couple. What's your damage?
6.
6. All right. So you clip a couple mice. We've got Dinas.
Take it. And Dinesh, you got that inspiration. Don't forget, if you want, you can add a d6.
I'm gonna
Do an attack roll, a check, or a saving throw.
okay. I'm gonna go ahead and blast.
It
Just
just,
have to
started
swarm.
blasting.
So yeah, so if you get like a medium roll, you can add the d6 to it if you need to.
Okay.
Oof.
I rolled a 10 to hit, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that.
Yep. So
roll a
you.
d6.
Oh, you roll the. Well, if no matter what he rolls, if he adds it, it's gonna hit. Not to give that away, but just deciding to use the roll will help him hit this swarm
He's
of
definitely
mice.
not 11, guys. It's definitely not 11.
So shoot your shot, doing
And I
6
hit for
damage.
6.
And the 6 that you hit finally give you this satisfying splat that you were not getting out of these owls. Just for some
Yes.
reason, it's something about them being on the ground and concussing on the ground with your Eldritch Blast that leaves this nice little red splat under some of them. Some of the mice in the swarm start slipping up a bit in the blood that you have caused under them. Chirlae, it is your turn.
All right, going to go for another Warhammer attack.
Because why wouldn't you? This thing is massive.
Does an 8
Have you even
hit.
cast any spells yet? You're a spellcaster.
All right, first off, I don't have infinite number of spells, and I started off with the Owl's Blasting. Okay.
He did
That's true.
blast
you
the
did
owls.
Use one. You did use. Yeah,
Like,
you did. That's fair.
First thing I did.
I burned both my spell slots like right away.
Some of us like to conserve a little energy.
You're smart. You're wiser than I am.
Does an 8 hit?
So no, due to the damage
I
that
get my
your
spells
teammates
until level
have
2.
been doing, they managed to thin this herd out a bit. So the few that remain managed to avoid your hammer hit. But we move on to Myrrh. Or would you like to poison spray them again? Would you like to produce a flame?
I'm gonna do flame.
All right. Let's see what you got.
Okay. B 25.
Oh, you absolutely. You're like, these motherfucking rats have got to go. You throw some fire. How much damage do you do?
I do 5.
All right. Yeah, they are looking real hurt. They are down to the last few in this pile, and we make our way back to Jack Lee.
Is all their hair burned off?
They are singed. They're looking like some smelly naked roll
rats.
mats. Yeah, that's.
All right, I'm just gonna literally just like jump in the air and stomp on them,
All right.
like you would stomp on a cockroach.
All right. Going for the stomp.
For the stomp. God damn it! How do I miss a stomp?
I
Six.
mean, they avoid that foot coming down.
Ugh,
Gonna jump over to Frank now.
God damn.
Bodyguard, not guarding much.
All right, I'm firing off that crossbow again.
All right.
It's still disadvantage,
Yes.
I guess. Yeah, 13. That's not bad. And an 18.
Yeah,
all right.
you managed to clip some more. Let's see that damage.
Yeah.
4.
4. All right. We are truly down to like maybe a rat or two left.
This is a resilient ass swarm.
It's a swarm, man. I'm telling you. But Dinas, you may potentially deal the final blow here.
Start a blast.
All right, do your roll. Do your thing.
Oof. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't hit.
No, you miss. On to Chirlae. Does he give the final blow?
Shut up, Campbell.
Does a 13 hit?
It absolutely does. And with what I'm assuming is going to be the final splat of mice.
5 damage.
Matt, I've missed like 3 times in a row. I can't talk shit.
We have rid the basement of mice. Everyone, congratulations.
The rat jelly intermingles with the owl jelly.
Who's cleaning this up?
So wait,
My fetish.
wait a minute, everyone. Let's just take a moment. Are we saying that Charlie does these things daily?
So yeah, let's make it a point here. You've now had help with owls. You've now had help with rats, and these people are just looking for some form of repayment. You don't seem to have much money. Is there anything you could offer that could potentially keep them helping you?
I mean, you can keep all the Charlie weapons.
That's not quite as good as coin.
I mean,
what do you guys make here? How about you give us a cut and maybe we can help you out?
We don't give cuts.
What about
not for no work done?
No.
For no work done? What are you talking about?
work.
We just helped. We help with the owls and the rats.
That's
Maybe I
not,
should
that
go
was
find
your
some
own
owls and put
choice.
them back.
Well, yeah, you helped, but like I still had to be there and do. These
You
things.
said that once the list.
All right, I'm gonna point my finger up in the air,
Mm.
and a flame comes out of it. So now there's a jet of flame on my finger. I'm saying, are you sure? You sure that you don't want to pay us and compensate us in any way?
Are you threatening us or threatening us with a good time? I don't understand.
I'm gonna point my finger up in the air and nothing happens.
Finger? Like, why is that bad?
There's a jet of flame coming out of his finger,
So
and
There's
he's like
nothing
looking
coming out of
around
my
the place.
They're both showing you their fingers, but only one has flame coming out of it.
So Jack Lee just stands there with his finger up as well.
Just smiling, nodding. Yes, finger.
So one more for a shocker.
Okay, so okay. Let's think about this. They need coin, and I guess they deserved it, even though we had to help them. And we, or at least speaking for myself, am never doing this shit again.
Mm-mm.
So it is
Right,
my
we need a new
understanding that
Chirlae.
Chirlae took care of this daily. So what do you guys think about having them do it daily?
Do you
And by
guys wanna
them,
be
of
our
course,
new
you mean
Chirlae?
that my companion Chirlae will be doing the Chirlae work.
Well,
Chirlae
I mean,
sounds
I'm-
enough like
I'm-
Charlie.
Yeah, I mean we're owners.
It's
so we're not gonna
perfect,
do it.
right?
No.
So what do you say? Do we have a
Oh.
deal?
That sounds like a deal to me.
Yes.
All right. With that, it has been a verbal agreement that these two random people who happen to be in the bar at the right place at the right time gained work. And what a perfect time to be newly employed at a bar that needs its bathrooms cleaned. And with that, we will end tonight's session. We will pick up episode 1. We'll do a part 2 next time, and then we will move on from there. I want to thank everyone who tuned in to watch this experiment, and I hope we get to continue this. I want to thank everyone that played. I'll give you some more thanks after I log off the Twitch stream. But I think that was a successful first run. All the hiccups I was expecting, and stuff to learn for the future. So with that, thank you everyone in Twitch world. We will catch you next time. I will be on sometime later this week. And have a good rest of your evening.